discover that people are excited to begin. They are excited to start. There is this excitement you see in the face of people, in the life of people, when they want to start something. Am I talking to somebody? So they are very excited to begin, but there is not, or there is no reward for beginners. So you must understand, it is good to start. It is good to be excited to begin. But you must understand also that there is no reward for beginners, for beginning. There is only reward for finishers. There is no reward for what? For beginners. But there is only reward for what? For finishers. So as you begin in the journey of life, as you begin in the journey of marriage, as you begin in the journey of your career, you must understand that you must always consciously keep a check on yourself to see if you are in line or not. Every Christian today, what keeps them in check is a consciousness to finish well. A consciousness to finish. People don't care how you begin, but they care how you finish. They do what? They care how you finish. The reward God told us about is not going to be given to us here on earth. It's going to be given to us on that day, when you have finished your purpose here on earth. And whatever your deeds were here on earth, that is what will decide your reward. Whether it is heaven or hell. But my prayer for you is that come 2018, God is going to put in you an appetite for the kingdom of God. Amen. God is going to put in you an appetite for the kingdom of God. Amen. If your amen is louder, may God help your life. Amen. So that's why I say that everywhere done, anybody tells you now that was not told you on the last day was not well said. Can I say that again? Yes, every well done told you now by anybody that was not told you on the last day was not well said. It was not what? Not well said. From a voice record, we were told of a man called Samson. Samson was a child of prophecy. Samson was a child of promise. Samson was a prophetic child. Samson was told us by God that this would be someone who would deliver the Israelites from the hands of the Midianites. For so many years, the Israelites, they were faced with battles. They were faced with challenges. And God looked from heaven and sent a man called Samson. Every time there is a battle in a generation, anytime there is a battle in a family, anytime there appears to be suffering in a family, God has his way of raising a man for every generation.
Yeah, so I believe you.
He has what? His own way of raising what? A man for every generation. God has raised so many persons, so many people in the Bible. And that is why I am prophesying to your life. If you stretch your hands to this altar and say amen 3 times, that come 2018, you will be among those God will raise for your generation. If God could raise people in the Bible, He still raises people today. Lift your hands wherever you are seated and say with me, my Father, my Father. Raise me for my generation. Open your mouth and take prayer for that. Take it for like 3 seconds or 3 minutes. Raise me for my generation.
Raise me for my generation. Rico zinka la pote meta. Iya la suka la pote baratuba. Ikatus aliko baratega. Father, raise me for my generation. Raise me for my generation. Rico zika la barakata. Ikato bere kazuka la pote. Raise me as a voice to my generation. And a set man, like the Sierra, as a pastor. Iparato bere kozika la kasama. Rico zika la pomea. Iyala shuke la torasha. Make me to be a voice to my generation. Rico zika la tobere kata. Iyala shuka ruta la shana. Ibruta te karakote karatana. Ipasa te karatana. Make me a voice to my generation. Parasota rekatala paratana. Izuta i koratele. Ibrashoka la koratana. Ibrusete me bruta la tuba. Iyala zute karakonde karatana. Make me a voice, a generational voice. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And God raised Samson to be a voice. He raised Samson to be that man that will speak in favor of the Israelites. And if you are a person who happens to be a voice or the voice of your family, there are things you need to watch out for. There are things you need to look out for. Because spiritual things are very slippery. Am I talking to somebody? Yes, sir. They are very, very slippery. And the Bible begins to tell us that after the death of Samson, God, the Spirit of God, began to move him. He began to move him to do certain things that were beyond human comprehension. Am I talking to somebody? And I prophesy again over your life. And as you enter 2018, the Spirit of God will move you to do great things. The Spirit of God will move you to do mighty things. The Spirit of God will move you to cause a change in your life. If you believe in Solomon like thunder. Samson became popular. Samson was known everywhere for his strength. People were celebrating his strength, but only he knew the source of his strength. Am I talking to somebody? Yes, sir. When a man, for instance, buys a car, yes, friends and well-wishers will come, right? Yes, and say, let's wash it. Yes, sir. What are they celebrating? The car. They will not celebrate the God that gave you the car. They celebrate the car. It is you who was given the car that should focus on the God that gave you the car. Yes, sir. I'm just using that as an example. Yes, sir. They were celebrating his strength
Be careful of the praises of men.
Yes, sir.
Am I talking to somebody? And that's why I'm correct. Please, from today, stop saying God of Pastor Desmond. We have one only God of Apostle Joseph Lima. I know what I'm saying. Sometimes when you say it, the way it hits me where I sit. It's the God of Apostle Joseph Lima that is using me. Are you getting what I'm saying? And although many, let's celebrate my father, let's celebrate. I'm tired, please stop it. Am I talking to somebody? You can celebrate grace. Eh? It's enough. Eh? Help my life. So that I can make help. Amen. You know, praise has a way it enters the head. And when praises begin to enter your head, it begins to raise your shoulders. Right. Eh? Yes, nothing gives birth to pride like praises. Tell somebody, nothing gives birth to pride like praises.
Nothing gives birth to pride like praises.
I have seen many GOs die cheaply. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes.
Anytime I'm praying, when God wants to call me, doesn't call me Pastor Desmond. Hello? He doesn't call me man of fire. The man with the acidic and corrosive, authentic unction. What I hear is Desmond. He calls me bad name. Not you, brother Desmond. Eh? Why? To keep us on check. Samson was so well known all over. The popularity got into his head. From a voice, was gradually becoming an echo. I told God last night, I don't want to get to that realm. If it is a realm, if falling is a realm, I don't need it. If being an echo is a realm, I don't need it. I want to be a voice, not an echo. From a refinery, he became a refrigerator. From a God seeker, Samson became a word seeker. The spiritual man automatically became very carnal. Am I talking to somebody? From a voice, he became an echo. Because of his desire. I tell people, be careful what you desire. Because sometimes our desire has a way it can lead us to aspire.
Yes.
How come you were a voice in Nigeria, but as soon as you could enter plane and landed Europe, you became an echo? You became an echo. And God is regretting why he allowed the consular to grant that visa in the first place. Some of you used to be on fire for God back home. But the moment you came to this cold place, the fire quenched. The fire quenched. If you are abroad and you are a really true Christian, it means you are a Christian. True Christianity is known abroad. Eh? Not at all. And when the revelation told us, he said, remember where thou hast fallen. A lot of us, we are falling, but we don't know. We are falling, but we can't remember. We used to be very prayerful, but now we are prayerless. We used to be very committed, but now we are commitless because we are not committed to other things. We used to be committed to the word of God, but now we are not committed to the word. Let me ask somebody, how did you get to this point? How did you get to this point where you can no longer pray? How did you go to this point where you can no longer fast? How did you go to this point where you not take the peace of God for granted? How did you get to this point where all you do on Fridays is clubbing? I saw a brother in church that I prophesied on when we were there. I spoke to him, gave him some prophecy. He almost died, and God saved him. I was on the internet yesterday, and I saw him paste a club video, and I said, "Look at this guy, clubbing now. You are clubbing." From the voice, he has automatically became an echo. No wonder a great man of God is late now. Mas Moron. He said, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. A lot of us, we are abusing why God sent us here. We are abusing it. We abuse it. We abuse it, and that's why we keep praying to as many of you. If you are connected to this grace, to this commission, we are God, by the grace of God, God is going to force you to do what is right.
Amen. Amen.
By fire, by thunder, you must do what is right. Amen. And I'm praying heavily. Lord, any of my sons or children you see in the club, send police to arrest them.
Amen.
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 And it pains me to see the so-called child of God, to see the so-called Christian spending money on drinks when there are crusades to be done.
Yes, sir.
And then without shame, they put it on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Without shame. So that your pastor can see you holding FS. So that your pastor can see you smoking shisha. You have lost your fear for God. You know when you say you fear somebody, when you want to do something wrong, when you remember the person, you are just. But we no longer have that again in church. People can do anything if pastor like sees. If he like, it's not his life. Pastor cannot control my life in Europe. I used to have to be called Europe. There are people who have been abroad for so many years. They are still normal. They've not lost their sanity. They still reverence God. They still fear Him. And the Bible said that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. But for you to be showing how irresponsible you are to the world is a sign that you are a fool. You are not wise. For you to publicly declare to the world that you have no fear for God or respect for your pastor is a sign that you are a fool. There are things my son wants to do. When I look at him like this, you adjust. That is fear. Some of us who have lost it, we no longer have that thing in us. It's no longer there. I told us, coming to Europe is only a change of location. It's not a change of brain. Or when you go to the airport, they change your brain. And they started a new one. Before you enter the Turkish airline. Or they gave you codes and conduct that there's a way you must behave here. And my major focus in the year 2019 are the workers. Workers. Anything now you are not in church, so you stay back. You can see today now, the choirs, I like you like this, and God is glorified. Amen. For you as a worker to come to church after 9. You are not serious. You don't have fear. The fear of God is absent today in the church. People no longer fear God, but they fear God. Let me ask somebody, how did you get to this point?
How did you get to this point?
How? How did you go to this point of backsliding? You are so backslided that you can't even remember where you fell or how you fell. How did you go to this point that you are now so into women? The money God gives to you to say, go and use it to glorify me. You take it to a vamp house. And that's how you are coming. You are calling customer, welcome. And on Sunday you come to church and pretend like somebody that did not eat rice. Let me ask somebody, who are you after Sunday?
Who are you after Sunday?
Why? So many of us, there are so many of us, we are something else during the week. But we are saints on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
During the week. Oh man, freestyle. That's my flesh. I make you Jesus. No fear. I pray for you. 2018, may the fear of God inculcate your heart. Lift your hand, say, my Father, my Father. My Father, my Father. Help me to fear you.
Help me to fear you.
Open your mouth and pray to God.
My Father, in 2018, help me to fear you. Help me to obey you. Lada sote barakota riba. Iya payato rekete. Iya masute garande. Akute garande. In the better time, help me to fear you.
A man people used to fear, people used to regard. His enemies were not using him for games. From a voice, he became an echo. How did a Samson become a grinder for the Philistines? How? The Bible said they made him grind. And when they want to entertain themselves, they call him and say, come and fool yourself. The Bible says they use him to make sport. A man of God. How? When I searched and studied the life of Samson, I discovered that the first thing that was wrong in his life was that Samson had no fellowship with God. He had no what?
Fellowship with God.
No fellowship with God. Christians today fellowship more with their phone than their Bible. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
You see a Christian, 10 p.m. is on phone. 11 on phone. 12 on phone. When he sleep and wake up, the first thing his hands touch, his hands is looking for. When he sees that the hands are not touching anything, he wakes up and on the light. What is he looking for? All through the life of Samson, it was recorded only twice that he called on God. Only what?
Twice.
The year just ended. How many times did you call God in here? I'm not talking about coming to church. I mean in your private place. How many times did you call God? You must understand that friendship or sponsorship with God is ignited by fellowship. There is a level of access you can't grant me until we have been able to maintain a level of friendship. Are you know what I'm saying? Are you getting what I'm saying? Please look at me. Leave baby alone. There is a level of what? Of access you cannot grant me until we have been able to maintain a level of what? Of friendship. If you don't know me, there are things you can't grant me. There are requests you can't give to me. Sometimes when you go to the bank to borrow money, they need all your information. Sometimes they even follow you to your house. Not just to check, to know one or two things about you. To know the people around you. A lot of us, we are asking God to sponsor us when we don't have fellowship with Him. That will automatically be a loss to the kingdom of God. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And can you give money to somebody you don't know?
No, sir.
In millions?
No, sir. If you run away,
If we run away, not if we. Somebody just come and meet you and say, hey, sir, please, I need about 5 million from there. Can you give me 5 million? And you just say, okay, wait, come and take. Borrow, bring it back, or bring it back. the person will say, my charm has worked. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes when we are asking from God, God is looking at who is asking. He says, see this criminal. Oh, I should grant your request and I won't see you again. We have so many of them. So many of them. We have had them. That's why I said to myself, prophecy does not grow church.
Yes, sir. Right, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
I know people in this town have given one-on-one prophecy. And it was granted. I don't see them anymore. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
God spoke to me last night. He said, stay by the word. Preach the word. Those that will stay, will stay.
Yes, sir.
There is a grace that brings people to church. And that grace is found in the word of God.
Yes, sir.
That was what kept Peter. Jesus asked him, aren't you leaving also? And Peter said, where are we going? Because you have the word of eternal life. Not power, not miracle, not prophecy. You have the word. No fellowship with God. That's what no fellowship, no sponsorship.
No fellowship, no sponsorship.
If you help me tell 3 persons, I'll be so glad.
No fellowship, no sponsorship. No fellowship, no sponsorship. No fellowship, no fellowship.
All through his life, only twice did Samson call God. You can find that in Judges 15, verse 18. When he needed to drink water, then he remembered there was a God. Let's read together. Want to go? Everybody want to go? And called on the Lord and said, thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant. And now shall I die for this and fall into the hands. Verse 19. But God clave an hollow place that was in a jar, and there came water thereof. And when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name of the place Ehankore, which is in Lehi unto this day. That's the place some of us have placed God. We only use God when we need Him. We only use God when we are thirsty. We only remember the pastor when there is a problem. Has it ever occurred to you?
Yes, sir.
Eh? Tell yourself the truth. You have to tell yourself the truth. That when things are jollificating, you forget that there is a pastor somewhere. Has it happened to you before?
Yes, sir.
But when you have problem, the first person you think, oh, pastor, let me call pastor, so that I can talk to God about this issue. God is not looking for users. God is looking for lovers.
Yes, sir.
Even you as an individual, you don't need users. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
You're right, sir.
When you discover somebody came to use you, how do you feel? Eh? So what makes you feel that God feels good when you use Him? God has feeling. He feels what you feel. Because you were made in His image. So whatever that is in God is in you. Whatsoever way you feel is the same way God feels. If you don't like users, God also does not like users. You need people that will love you, that will show you care. So is God. Stop using God. Tell somebody, stop using God.
Stop using God.
Stop using God. And the second time he remembered God was in Judges chapter 16, verse 28. when he wanted to avenge his enemies because he felt they humiliated him. He needed revenge. And the Bible told us that he called unto the Lord. And that's that the Lord remembered him. And after that time, he didn't call God again. Let me ask someone, when last did you call God? From the beginning of the life of Samson, we were taught that God moved him. In Judges 13 and verse 25, God moved him. In chapter 13, God moved him. In 14, God moved him. But from 15, he started moving himself. He started what? And when you study that place when God was moving him, the first place God moved him to was Esther and Zorah. Esther means process. Zorah means greatness. That is to say, God must first take you through process before he grants you greatness. The Spirit of God moved him to a process and moved him to greatness. As soon as he grabbed greatness, he started moving himself. And the first place he moved himself to, when I checked the meaning of that place, it was burial ground. Gaza. Gaza. The flesh will always move you to places that will kill you. You find yourself in a club, it was not God, it was not the Spirit of God that led you there. The Spirit of God that led Jesus led him to the wilderness to fast and pray. You find yourself in a vamp house, a house of prostitutes. It was not God that led you there. It was you that moved yourself there. Ask somebody, who is moving you?
Who is moving you?
He moved himself. We live in a generation of people who don't like supervision. They don't want to be supervised. They don't want to be under authority. They want to live their life the way they like. Forgetting that without God, you are nothing. He kept moving himself. He moved himself to the burial ground. And finally he was buried. When God moves you, he moves you to the right place. That is one thing you must allow God to do in the year 2018. I told us in our just concluded meeting, I said, there is nothing God needs to change next year to make your next year better than this year. There's nothing God needs to improve in himself. There's nothing God needs to change in his word for your year to be better than last year. But there's something you need to change. God has nothing to change. You are the one that has something to change. If the new year is going to favor you, change. Can you help me preach that to someone? If the new year will favor you, change. And someone say, oh God, change your law to favor me. And God said, waka. That law has been on ground since even before you were born. Oh God, remove thou shalt not steal from the commandment. So you will soon die. When you check, if you check some of you your Bible now, you have used marker to cancel thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not fornicate. You have cancelled all those things from the Bible. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes, sir.
God cannot change his law. You are the one that needs to change your own laws. Those laws you have set up for yourself, that way that you have chosen to live your life, you are the one that needs to adjust, not God. A lot of us, we are so in love with the success, the little success we have, and we have forgotten the giver of the success. We have allowed the things of the world to separate us totally from God. The wise man said, do not be deluded by man's adulation. Don't neglect your source. Colossians chapter 1 verse 17. All things were created by him, including you, for his pleasure. What do you say? And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. That is grammar. What version is that? You exist for God, not the other way around. And I said to her, we're coming back in the evening, prepare your resolution. And I said, as you are preparing resolution, also prepare the things you need to stop. You know, a lot of us, we are used to writing what we want, but we are not used to writing what we need to kill in our lives. Character problems. So you are not just only coming tonight to tell God, this is how I want this year to be. You're also going to tell God, this is what I don't want in my character. Am I talking to somebody? Yes. So you're going to write it in 2 sheets. One should be your resolution, and the other should be your excesses. You know deep down in your heart that you are not in good terms with God. And the only thing that separates God from man, that separates God from his creation, is sin. And when we say sin, we're not just talking of fornication, we're not just talking of adultery, we're not just talking... There are other kinds of sins that some of us are involved in that we need to tell God tonight that we want to stop it. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes, sir.
One of our sons met me. I said, I want to talk to you as my father. I said, I'm not as your father, I'm your father. Talk to me. He says, I've saved close to about 50 million. And I said, how? He said, piano, true piano. I said, good, 50 million. And he said, sir, I want to stop Yahoo. I said, that's a good resolution. Eh?
Yes, sir.
I said, good. One invest. That one that you have stolen. God forgive you. One invest it. Am I talking to somebody? I know our problem is that we are not contented. Let me use that English. Eh? We want to continue to pick. And my question is, the one you pick before, what did you do? Eh? talking now, you are quiet. What did you use it for? What positive thing did you use it for? There are some things, some excesses you need to cut next year for you to be able to have a good relationship with God. Am I talking to you?
Yes, sir.
Have a plan for your life. Gucci is not a plan.
Yes, sir.
Gold chain necklace is not a plan. Are you a dog? I see some of you pack up to about three necklace. Big. What is your problem? And if we calculate that chain on your neck, it's a capital to start a very good business. And become responsible in the society. Or because some of you, after collecting, you buy chain, you buy Gucci, you buy which one again? Givenchy, Versace, you buy phone. Then the money finish. You go back to piano again. A boy came to me one time and said, I don't understand. Since I've been playing the keyboard. The person I'm playing it for is not dancing to the tune. So your song not the rain again for a year. Am I talking to you? I've seen 2018 as a year where a lot of them, their eyes will be open. That your keyboard is no longer going to be effective in their ear. You know somebody singing? I reject it. Why are you rejecting it? If you so wish another man, you wish another man pain. I've discovered that people that dupe people don't want to be duped. Why? What's your problem? What's your problem? If they dupe you, smile, but don't cry. Because it was never your money. Hallelujah.
Right.
Plan your life and make it work. Am I talking to you?
Yes, sir.
Cut your excesses. Stop using money nonsensically. And those of you that have extravagant girlfriends in your life, may God deliver you.
Amen.
Get friends that will tell you the truth. As soon as they discover you have small money, that's how they are thinking of the latest. Maybe I need to look posh. I need to look push. I need to look soft. There's this latest hair that is on ground. Oh my God. You need to buy for me so that when I wear it, people will know. Don't worry. When poverty comes, people will also know. You know, some songs people are singing now is, Daddy, I used to have before. But now I don't have. When you had, what did you do with it? You lost your sense. Some of us, as soon as money just enter our hand, we lose our consciousness. We become mad instantly. So it's this madness. We lose ourselves. And I pray for you. Come 2018. In the face of billions, may you be normal. Yeah. As soon as that is where Nigeria is hungry to go. And you know some of us will regret it now. Because you know that anytime you go home, you're actually going to spend. Oh, you must spend. And the first spirit that welcomes you as you land is the spirit of impression. You want to impress. That's one spirit Africans need to deal with. They want to impress. they must know that Lizzie has finally arrived. And I told you, cut your excesses. Plan your money. Why am I going this way today? Plan it. Plan your life. Tell somebody, don't be a fool.
Don't be a fool.
And the second thing I will pray that I saw in the life of Samson was that he never worked on his character. He never worked on his character. Any bad character you ignore can assassinate your future. As a married woman, any bad character you ignore, it can assassinate your marriage. Samson was a man that refused to learn from his mistakes. When you look at the life of Samson, you see lust for women. And I've told us several times that when you sometimes you will listen too much to women, they mislead women. Samson was always falling in love. When he sees a young lady, he falls in love. When he sees black, he falls in love. When he sees half caste, he falls in love. Have you not seen people like that? Eh? They are always falling in love. A girl just wears short skirt. Quack, quack, quack. Oh, this man. I love this girl. I'm in love with this girl. I love this girl. They are always falling in love. There are some of us in church now. We are in love with up to about 10 different girls. Some of us, if we really sit ourselves and talk to ourselves, we discover that not that we don't used to have money, we used to get money, but what takes the money from our hands are the women in our life. Eh? Imagine you have 10 ladies and you get, say, 200,000. And this one says, I need 20,000. I need 20,000. I need 20,000. I need 20,000. Divide by 10. How much is that?
200,000.
I said, Charlie, I'm doing it for love.
Soon die.
This we do for love. We fall in love. And I beg, if you are truly a son of this ministry and you want to marry, go home and marry. Leave white alone. Am I talking to you? I'm not saying there are not some white people that are not good. Like I told someone, if you want to marry a white lady, look for a Philippine woman and marry.
Yes, sir.
Eh? It's mine. If you say you know like black color, say you need white, go Philippine. Most Philippine women I've seen, they respect men. And they are loyal. Am I talking to you?
Yes, sir.
You know you have foundational battles. Your father is a dibia. Your mother's father is a dibia. Dibia plus dibia, they give birth to a dibia. And now you're having problems. And you don't come here. You don't carry pepper body. I put it in the house. You don't need peace. And Amaka is in the village waiting for you. And you are here falling in love with all the different girls you see. You go to Jamaica, that's how you are looking. Now you are having neck pain. And you need prayer. Some boys in church, they actually go to Javahi or these places to look. They don't have money, they don't want to buy anything. Yeah, this will go Kenya show. Is that what you will do with your life? Lust, you must deal with the spirit of lust, especially in Europe. I was chatting with some of my sons here. I went to their house, we were just discussing. We were having fun. One said jokingly, this talking gets too far. Say now, your village people, they after you. What fascinates can assassinate.
Yes.
Satan first fascinates before he does what? He assassinates you. Lust. In Judges chapter 16 verse 1, when Joseph fell in love with a lady. In Judges 16 verse 4, he saw there an harlot and went into her. And go to verse 4. Verse 4. And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was what? Delilah. Go to Judges 14 verse 7. And he went down and talked with the woman, and she pleased Samson well. Some of you know what Satan has used to help you this year, that I'm going to pray for you tonight so that he will leave you alone. Women. I get too sad. It's too sad. It's too sad. Women. Lost. And as a result of loss, we have lost focus. We have lost focus. No discipline. Samson had women problem. And all the women were not Israelites. All the women was always falling in love with were not from his tribe. I you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
A guy came to meet me in the office and said, I want to marry. I said, okay, where are you? Are you Nigerian? He said, yes. Are you Igbo? He said, yes. I said, okay, you do want to marry? He said, Ethiopia. I said, are you okay? You just live here to Ethiopia. I didn't know other girls again in your country. Eh? Even in Nigeria, when you are Igbo and you marry a Yoruba, for instance, it's still a hard.
Yes, sir.
It's still a hard. Talk less of you now live the full country. Whether you like it or not, there are some things you can't escape in marriage. People will quarrel. Sometimes there are some issues that will happen. You need the family to stroll to your house and talk to her. The book of Experience, chapter 2. Verse 5. If your in-laws are in Ethiopia, how are you going to handle some situations? You know, some people we don't think. What we just do is we just see the skin, and that's all. The skin is shy. You don't understand the skin of that girl. I'm saying,
That's right.
I can't leave her for another person. No. And I look at if you follow the life of our founding fathers, you discover they had a way of warning their children not to marry strange women. Abraham called Isaac, so you must not marry a Canaanite. Am I talking to somebody? What you lost after can result to your lost. A lot of us, we are lost today as a result of lust. Lust can destroy a great destiny. Have you not seen some young men who are driving? They are going somewhere. As soon as they see a lady, they go and reverse. Some of you are guilty of what I'm saying. As you are driving, you are discussing with your friend. As soon as you turn, you say, ah! You say, well, your friend is asking, waiting. You say, no, don't worry, you don't understand. Then you turn. Before you go there, she has already entered keke. Your life is being controlled by lust. A lot of us, we are almost getting close to our breakthrough as a result of women. They are batting. We reversed, and now we are starting again from where we started from. Lay your hands on your eyes. Every spirit of lust in your eye, I command you to catch fire. Amen. There are girls also who lost after. A lot of things are going on in this generation, and this will not happen to you in 2018.
Amen.
You just go to a guy's profile on Facebook because you saw G-Wagon. You sent a friend request. You saw the way he puts his gold chain on his teeth. And he holds dollars. One hand, euro, the other hand, he did like this. You sent friend request. You were even the one that sent him, hi, handsome.
Wave. Wave.
And Facebook now, they have a way of helping you. They say, wave something. And God said, yes. Sacrifice us to renew. All those things, all those show up, all those things, they are actually traps.
Yes, sir.
They are actually what? Traps. They are hunters hunting for girls they will use. And you know if you see that one place, because you are looking for a man that will carry your problem. I wonder who gave you the problem. So you don't understand. In my family, I'm the first daughter. And as the first daughter, I'm the other. And as the other of the family, I have to shoulder the family. So I have to look for a man that can carry my cross. Who gave you the cross? There's one thing my wife knows about me. I hate being put under pressure. Under pressure. I remember when we were still dating. I said, I want to celebrate my birthday. I said, come. We'll do a guy. Birthday can be possible. We can do it another time. I can't go and kill myself. But there's some people that will so pressure you, put pressure on you. And you begin to crack how you can get money. Just to show what is birthday, you want to call people and feed them. And even the birthday, some people will come and they don't even drop anything. You know, some people, they do birthdays now in business.
Yes.
Some people, they celebrate birthday 3 times a year.
Fundraising.
Like, don't worry, when people gather, the money will recover it. And God will say, don't worry, I'll disappoint you. And he brings people in that will come and eat everything, take away. They will drop it, die. And they ask you, when next is the birthday? God help us in Jesus. Amen. And another spirit that was in the life of Samson that controlled him was the spirit of pride. I told us that praises gives birth to what? Pride. Samson relied on his strength, that he relied on God. Strength can fail. Money can fail. People can fail. But God cannot fail you. 2018, depend totally on God.
Amen.
No matter how much you have in your account, let your trust in God be far more than your trust in money. Let your trust in God be far more than your trust in people.
Amen.
Am I talking to somebody?
Yes.
Because when you begin to trust money than you trust God, get ready to rust. Get ready to rust. Stop seeing your success as your own accomplishment. Give all glory to God. Because whatever you have in your hand, or whatever you have, your hands did not give it to you. It was God that gave it to you. And before we pray, another spirit that was so vivid in the life of Samson was anger and revenge. Anger and what? Revenge. No matter who has hurt you in the past, get ready to let it go. Today is this last Sunday of the year, and also the day we're going to cross into another year. And I want you coming today evening, come with your resolution and come with your excesses. Those people you feel have hurt you, let them go in your heart. Let them go. Forgive them. I say, Lord, as I enter this new year, I am entering in peace. And I believe you for better days. Stand up on your feet. From voice to what?
Echo.
Remember where thou hast fallen. Remember where thou hast fallen. Lift your hands. Begin to remember. I don't know how your Christian life was before and how it is now. But if you feel there is a shift in the spirit, begin to ask that God restore you back to how it used to be. Lift your hands above heaven, say with me, my Father, my Father.
My Father, my Father.
As I begin to pray, I don't want to be an echo.
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 Restore me.
Restore me.
Open your mouth and begin to pray to God. Remember where you are falling.
I don't want to be an echo.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus' name we pray. So will be my Father, my Father.
My Father, my Father.
I am entering a new year.
I am entering a new year.
Help me to deal with my excesses.
Help me to deal with my excesses.
Every spirit of lust.
Every spirit of lust.
Every spirit of waste.
Every spirit of waste.
That has ruined my life this year.
That has ruined my life this year.
As I cross over tonight.
As I cross over tonight.
I drop them.
I drop them.
Open your mouth and begin to pray. Every spirit you know what I'm saying? Stop thinking money will always keep coming. Tell somebody, stop thinking money will always keep coming. Plan your life. year, I see only those that will plan their life will enjoy it.
Amen.
The truth is, without plan, you can't enjoy any year. There's no magic in 2018. It is what you sow, you will reap. Are you get what I'm saying? Yes. And let's pray, Lord, give me wisdom to plan my life. Wisdom to do what? To plan my life. I was reading a commentary, was it a documentary of a footballer? One time, Arsenal player. I think a lot of us went through it. You saw the story. How can you imagine someone who has received those kind of amount of money today is crying? So this word is a very funny word. You may have billions in your account. Something can happen if you don't plan that money well. You can end up a nobody. And guess what? When you become a nobody, you will not see anybody. And that's why I also tell people, when you have, help people. I know what I'm saying? Yes. If you look at that kind of guy now, in all the interview, I didn't hear him say, I help this, I help this, I help this. And that is why nobody stood for him. Are you listening to me? Yes, sir. Even as a pastor today, there are people who are sustaining me here, but they are not in Istanbul. They are sustaining me. There are people who, when I was in power, I helped them. So today, if I'm in need, I can call them and say, hey, I need so and so things. And they do it gladly. Life is funny. If you are on top today, help people up. Lift your hands and pray. Father, give me wisdom to plan my life. Say with me, oh God of my Father, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, before I enter next year, I need wisdom. To plan January, to plan February, to plan March, to plan April, to plan June, to plan July. Open your mouth and we will pray. To plan the month, to plan the year. Give me wisdom, give me wisdom, give me wisdom.